Intro. Hey everybody, and welcome to Moviegoer. I'm Max Fars,
I'm Paul Louis.
and today I'm going to review the Stanley Kubrick classic, Eyes Wide Shut. So, Eyes Wide Shut, directed by Stanley Kubrick and starring Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. Let's roll the trailer.
I have seen one or two things in my life, but never anything like this.
Here's the internet synopsis. The plot centers on a doctor played by Tom Cruise who is shocked when his wife, Nicole Kidman, reveals that she had contemplated an affair 12 months earlier. He then embarks on a night-long adventure during which he infiltrates a masked orgy of an unnamed secret society. So without further ado, my loves, likes, and dislikes of Eyes Wide Shut. Let's start with the dislikes. The movie picks up when Cruise learns of the gathering from his friend Nick Nightingale, but before that, it's a bit boring. I thought everything that happened at the opening party scene wasn't interesting. I didn't find Nicole Kidman's fantasy about her affair to be such an engaging scene. I don't think the scene with the prostitute was engaging. There were a couple more uninteresting scenes. The only interesting part is Tom Cruise's descent into the creepy-as-hell gathering. Everything having to do with the gathering and Cruise's investigation of it was very compelling. Loves? Cruise pulls up to what's basically a castle. He enters in cloak and mask and witnesses an eerie ceremony where a man also dressed up in cloak and mask, everybody is doing a ritual. There are many naked women. He wanders through the party. A naked woman in mask says he needs to go. He's in great danger. Eventually, Cruise gets caught. The very simple piano is so effective, truly adds such eeriness.
Now, get undressed.
Get undressed?
Remove your clothes.
He is warned that if he ever speaks of this, he and his family will suffer dire consequences. Now in this scene, there's a woman involved. I don't remember the specifics, but from what I remember, she's putting herself in danger. My likes. I like the climax of the film where Sidney Pollack and Tom Cruise deuce it out. Pollack explains that he was there that night, and that Cruise wouldn't be able to sleep at night if he knew the other people there. All Cruise has on his mind is a woman at the party who he believes to have gotten murdered.
Victor, the woman lying dead in the morgue was the woman at the party.
Yes?
Well, Victor, maybe I'm missing something here. You called it a fake, a charade. Do you mind telling me what kind of fucking charade ends with somebody turning up dead?
It's a very long scene, but sucks you into the screen and doesn't let you go until the last frame. I liked when Cruise is investigating what happened last night. He goes to Nick Nightingale's hotel, but earlier, Nick was being taken away by two strangers and had a bruise on his face, said the desk clerk. He goes to the gate of where the gathering was, and a man hands him a letter. It says, "Give up your inquiries, which are completely useless, and consider these words a second warning. We hope for your own good that this will be sufficient." All the secret society stuff I thought was awesome, and it's a lot of fun watching Cruise investigating. I enjoyed the scene where he was being followed. The score, like before, made up of a simple piano, was really effective. My verdict? I don't really have much to say other than I recommend this movie. 4 out of 5.
Yeah, this was a good one.
Yeah. Such a good movie, oh my god.
It's been a long time since I've seen it. I took this class in college that was like a film analysis. It was like one of my art classes. And Eyes Wide Shut was one of the ones we had to do. And I remember really liking it.
Yeah.
To me, I think it's my favorite Tom Cruise performance.
Yeah, I love at the end when he's talking to Sidney Pollack, and he's like freaking out because this girl died, and did they do it? He's just like,
Yeah.
face. Yeah, I love Tom Cruise.
You know what I liked about this movie too is like when he's walking through the city, it feels so grounded but it also feels like peaceful. It's really,
I think that was actually filmed in London because Stanley Kubrick had something about leaving England. He wouldn't leave, so they built that city.
Oh yeah. Yeah, actually, didn't you tell me that they shot all of the exterior scenes of Tom Cruise walking like on a treadmill and then
Yeah, there's the rear projection.
Yeah.
Right, I bet I can find a picture of that. There you go. Or video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nicole Kidman was hot.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. I love after the night and he goes back to try to figure out what was going on, and Nick Nightingale, that was his friend I think, he disappeared.
Yeah.
And he gets that letter through the gate being like, you better fucking stop.
Yeah. Was this one Stanley Kubrick's last movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he die during production or was he able to finish it?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
All I remember is Tom Cruise talking about in a behind-the-scenes documentary that he saw one day, and the next day, and he was dead in a wake. And he's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Man, this is a tough one. I love the other Mad Max movies, especially Fury Road. Thunderdome, not so much. It's also been a really long time since I've seen it, so maybe I should give that one a rewatch. Anyway, Furiosa is very mixed for me. There are parts that are really cool, some interesting set pieces and cool moments that expand the lore, but my care level about the characters in general was just so low. I couldn't get invested. Because this is a prequel to Fury Road, all the major villains that show up aren't going to die in this one, obviously, and any of the new characters that aren't in Fury Road are most likely going to get got in this one. There's no stakes. Story-wise, I feel like this is completely unnecessary. Part of what made Furiosa so compelling in Fury Road was that we got a small glimpse into her story, but enough to understand her struggles and why she wanted to escape with the slave wives. I didn't need any more. It was already a well-told story. Furiosa, the movie, didn't really expand on anything that we didn't already know. Yeah, there's a couple of extra small details here and there, but nothing that's so groundbreaking or vital to her story. It spends way too much time in certain parts of her early life that don't actually advance her character, and then completely skips over a huge chunk of time. Like 2/3 into the movie, it breaks into voiceover and explains that there was a 40-day war and showed tiny clips that looked way more interesting than anything we've seen before. And it could have developed the villains' relationships a bit to each other. It's a 2.5-hour movie, and it takes about an hour and 10 minutes to really get going. The first hour is all exposition about the world we already know, the moments in Furiosa's early life that didn't need to be dragged so far out. It starts off with a little girl Furiosa that had very, very distracting Anya Taylor-Joy deepfake. Like, the character's all muddy and dirty, but somehow her eyes, lips, and nose are perfectly clean. The VFX in general feel rushed, where Fury Road made you feel like everything was practical. Like, I didn't even realize the environments were replaced with minimal CGI. This one was aggressively bad most of the time. Moments where you can very clearly see the feathering on the outlines of the characters, the soft edges that look really unnatural, or the lighting doesn't match, no contact shadows on the ground. And then, like, part of the way through the beginning chapters with the little girl Furiosa, the deepfake is, like, on and off for, like, different shots. I don't know, man, really weird choice. The quality is so inconsistent. About halfway through, when the story finally picks up, we get a really cool action scene with the war rig and an ambush, some interesting camera work, almost to the level of Fury Road. I think the fact that this connects with Fury Road so clearly really hurts it, because Fury Road was so well made and simple. This one overcomplicates the story and bloats the lore. But the saddest thing about it isn't the subpar VFX or stale pacing, it's the music. I absolutely loved the music from Fury Road. The way it was used, especially during the action scenes. Yeah, dude. I absolutely love the music from Fury Road. The way it was used, and especially during the action scenes. The sequence where the motorcycles are jumping over the trucks and dropping explosives through the dunes. And the music is this slow, epic chord progression, but this really fast, like simple rising melody. It really gives the sense of danger and desperation. So unique for an action movie. This one had the same or similar music, but not used well or creatively at all. There wasn't a single moment where I felt chills or awe-inspired. The performances were good though. Anya Taylor-Joy sounded really, really close to Charlize Theron, who played Furiosa in Fury Road. Like, some points I thought they literally dubbed her voice. She channeled the character really well. Of course, Chris Hemsworth, you can tell he had a blast playing the main villain. The ending felt like it dragged on, but was also abrupt. The actual revenge Furiosa has on Dementis is brutal, but comes very quickly at the very, very end, and then it flows directly into Fury Road. Now, this isn't the worst movie I've ever seen or anything like that. It just makes me want to watch a much better movie. There are some redeeming qualities and cool action that make the first hour worth slugging through, though. 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
So have you seen this one?
Yep.
Did you see it in theaters?
Yeah.
That came out? Yeah.
So you really didn't like this one, huh?
No, well, Furiosa, I enjoyed it enough.
Yeah, it can't compare with Fury Road.
Yeah, Fury Road feel like it just came out of nowhere when it released. Like, no one was expecting a new Mad Max movie. And then it just comes out of nowhere and just hits you with one of the coolest action movies of recent times.
Oh, the Do Fourier, is that his name?
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, this was like, I don't know, man. The Fury Road, I just was so good that obviously we weren't going to top it or get anywhere near it. But, like, I don't understand why they decided to do a Furiosa movie. You know? I thought her character was so strong and, like, really well written before. Like, I feel like we didn't need anything else.
Thing is, for me, movies with car chases kind of bore me. So I liked in the third act when they're fighting on top of the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, that to me really stuck out.
Actually, I'm pretty sure Mad Max has a very, very brief cameo in this one.
Mad Max? I mean, Mel Gibson?
Well, no, I'm not good. I mean, like, Mad Max, the character.
Oh.
It's a really brief cameo in Furiosa. There's, like, a part where I'm pretty sure it's him, because I recognized the car. He's just, like, sitting on top of a cliff and just happens to see what's going on, like, down the cliff, and he's just, like, eating something and just not caring. But it doesn't show his face.
That's cool.
Which is actually kind of interesting. So, side note, the Mad Max game that came out on PS4 that released around the same time as Fury Road, that is technically a prequel to Fury Road also. And it shows, you play as Max and you're going through, a bunch of missions and everything. You get caught up and your car gets wrecked and you try to get your car back and all that stuff. And then the Mad Max game ends with you getting your car back, and then it flows into Fury Road. And now Furiosa, like, I don't know what the timeline is, because Gastown in the Mad Max game and, like, the bullet farm and all that kind of stuff, like, in Furiosa, all that stuff gets, like, destroyed or, changed up. But then, like, in the game, none of that happens. But then in Fury Road, the movie, like, it didn't seem like there was any trouble going on. So I feel like everything that happened in Furiosa didn't actually matter for the overarching story.
Wow.
You know? That was another thing, too. I don't mean to be going on a rant here, but...
You are.
Yeah. Real quick, another one more quick note. The one thing that I really like about all the Mad Max movies is that each one is its own separate story. You know? Like, they loosely connect, but it's just Max's adventure and this point in time and just the hijinks that happen around it. So I think the fact that this one is so clearly ties to Fury Road just kind of doesn't feel like it's a Mad Max movie.
Okay.
You know? I don't know. It's still fine though.
It was
I'll
fine.
still watch it.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Want to call it?
Sure.
Outro. Thanks for watching. Please comment, subscribe, share, and help us out on Patreon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.